what's up guys, I'm Jack Tones and welcome back to my channel. Here we are again, another how-to video, another week, another trick. So let's go. Today's video is going to be the can jam with a little bonus extra sauce with the can vader. I'm going to reveal the secret ingredient to that recipe of landing the can vader and just add a variety to your tech repertoire. So let's go. Cheers for watching guys. Hit that subscribe button, you know what to do. So then guys, I just want to take this opportunity to thank Dragon Energy for all the continued support throughout 2023, and also massive thank you to Adrenaline Alley, obviously for providing Europe's world's largest skate park and a place for us to learn all these tricks. So if you haven't already been to Adrenaline Alley, where have you been hiding all this time? Get yourself down here. Honestly, this place is insane. All the tricks you learn on this channel, bring them here, send it. Let's go. Anyway, so in this video, it's all about the can jam. So I've already previously done a video on how to foot jam, which the link is in the description below. If you haven't watched that, go and watch that, learn it, then come back. So basically the can jam is a variety of the foot jam. As you can tell, a can is where the foot goes over the frame. And obviously you can jam, you do the can and you jam it in the front wheel, like so. So there's a few different steps to learning this trick as to a foot jam, but don't worry, don't stress, we're gonna work our way through it. So that being said, let's do a can jam. Very similar approach to the can jam as it is the foot jam. Obviously you want to find a quarter that you're comfortable with, that you could probably already foot jam. Come out, same speed, and turn 90. And obviously as you're turning 90, your body weight shifts forward. But the difference is, instead of just sticking it in the front wheel, it's got to go over the frame and in the wheel. Now, there is a little secret ingredient to this trick. So basically, as you're turning, you want to use your back foot to whip the back end out, and what that does is it opens up a window for you to clearly, easily get your foot in. So imagine this, right? So basically you come out, you keep your bike completely straight, your front wheel is actually underneath your frame, which makes it very difficult for you to get your foot in there. You've got to twist your ankle and all kinds of madness going on there. It's all wobbly and stuff. So the way I do it is I use my back foot. I'm still turning 90, but I'm whipping the back end out. Now doing that opens up the front tire. You can see it's no longer underneath the frame. So you can clearly stick your foot in straight and that holds you. And obviously, because your back end's whipped out, you've got to counterbalance the center gravity point with your body weight. So the more your back end's whipped out, the more you want to be over into the ramp. Else you're just gonna fall that way. So you've plopped out, you've turned 90, you've whipped the back end a little bit, you've landed your foot in the tire, and you're looking at going into the ramp. So your body weight, obviously very similar to the foot jam, over the bars, over the front wheel, and you tight in like this because you compress, so when you jump back in, you open out, kind of like, very much like a spring. So you're very close to the coping. Don't go too far away from the coping because it is a mission to get back in, obviously. I actually find the can jam is a lot easier to get out of than a foot jam if things start going south. Because obviously you're on one side of the bike, so you can just eject and detach from the bike a lot easier than a foot jam where you're on the bike, if that makes sense. So while the back end's whipped out like that, obviously your weight needs to counterbalance the fact that your bike's over there, so you're over there. Because if you don't, you're just gonna fall out onto the deck and you won't land the trick. So obviously the more you whip out, the more you have to lean into the ramp, which makes the trick look super steezy. And obviously the more you whip out, the cooler it looks. So the secret ingredient to landing the can jam is turning the bars, which sounds counterintuitive because you're turning the bars the opposite direction to which you want to be spinning. So your back end whips out the 90 degrees where you spin, but if you keep your bars turned opposite, it opens up your front wheel, which allows you to get your foot in without having to break your ankle or do some sort of mad ankle maneuver to get it. Because obviously with you turning the bars like that, it opens up the front wheel so it's not hidden underneath the frame. So you can clearly get your foot in, and by doing so, it opens up your view. So if you look beneath your arm and your bar, you can see the coping and where you want to be landing. But also, the other key ingredient is obviously, because your center balance point is changed from the foot jam, where your foot jam center balance is in the middle, now it's you've offset it to one side of the bike. You need to counter the weight of the bike with your own weight into the ramp, which takes some figuring out. So don't be disheartened if you don't land this first go. It is more difficult than a foot jam, but it's well worth learning. And let me show you how to press the eject button if it goes wrong. Because you are on one side of the bike, you can detach from it a lot easier than when you're over the bike. Because you're one side of the bike, just let go. If your balance point's all off, it's going to be very hard to come back from it. So just let go, save yourself a hospital trip, and we'll try again. So as you can see in that demonstration, I start to whip the back end out. How cool does that look? And if you can hold it where you can counterbalance your weight, even better. The longer you can hold it, the steezier it gets. So obviously land, front wheel over the frame, into the front tire, like so. Now let me show you what I mean. So if you turn your bars the opposite direction, it opens up the front tire for you to get your foot straight in there. If you don't, you're fighting your frame, because you see a lot of people trying it and they start kicking the frame and they can't get it in the wheel, and it goes in the spokes and things get all messy. Simple solution: turn your bars a little bit and it opens up the front tire. So there we have it. You've just learned how to can jam. So I'm gonna do a few more demonstrations and stuff, and then we'll show you how to do a can vader. Let's go. And remember guys, like any kind of lip trick, you've got to start to behave like a spring. As you land, compress, and as you compress, you explode. So exploding means that your momentum will then boom back into the ramp. So you just got to act like springs out here, you know what I mean? So like as you land, you compress, but you need to stay strong in your core and your legs to then explode back out, which gives you the pop back into the ramp. And that goes for any tech trick, any tech trick. So like, boom, 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 boom. Let's go. And it's just a case of playing around with it. Practice makes perfect, guys. And just keep going, going, going. The thing that you might struggle with the most, because it's what I struggled with the most, is counterbalancing your weight. Because I would always land can jam and just fall into the deck and be like, why? And then one day it just clicked. Because the bike's going that way, you need to go into the ramp and just sort of center your balance point a bit more, which is different to the foot jam. But you'll get there, and hopefully with the tips of this video, you'll get there a little bit faster. So learn from my mistakes, and you've just landed yourself a can jam. Yes then. And now you've landed a can jam, you're wondering, what's next? I'll tell you what's next, the can vader. Now, every time I do this trick in a skate park, people are like, dude, your ankles, how do they twist that much? Blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, they don't actually twist that much. And let me show you why. So, the secret ingredient to the recipe of the can vader is this. So, because you do a can jam, you turn your bars that way, which allows the tire to be in full view of your foot. With a can vader, reverse it. So you turn the bars towards the coping, which allows you to get your foot in just like so. And let me show you how it's done. guys, so you have now just learned how to do a can jam, and then you've progressed even further and sent a can Vader. So yes then, cheers guys for watching the video, and also don't get disheartened if it isn't first go. Keep going, do not give up. Watch this video again if you're starting to feel like nothing's happening for you. You might just be having a bad day. We all have them, I have them as well, but consistency and persistency, you're gonna nail it. So that is the purpose of these videos. You're gonna find little tips and tricks for yourself as you mess around with the trick, but these videos are designed to keep you motivated to add variety to your riding, increase your skill level and all-round biking ability. So cheers for watching the video guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you didn't notice already, every Tuesday I'm dropping a how-to video, so stay tuned for next week's video, because I've had a lot of requests on what tricks to do how-to videos for and stuff. It's freezing in here, but yeah, so I am listening to you guys, and I'm trying to provide as much useful information on these tricks as I possibly can. So support this channel please, just by hitting that subscribe button. It's absolutely free of charge, and every now and again I like to give back to you guys for supporting me and just do a bunch of Dragon Energy giveaways and stuff, because all these how-to videos are fueled by Dragon Energy, of course. So yes then, can jam, let's go, full send, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week for next week's video. Let's go.